Almost 200 years ago, a young man named Adoniram Judson left his home in New England in order to be a missionary in a faraway country called Burma. He traveled by sailing ship, and arriving weeks later, he began to spread the good news of salvation among the Buddhists that call Burma home. He worked for years without a single convert. Buddhism was deeply entrenched in the lives of the Burmese, and in spite of Adoniram's efforts, no one was saved. Then, one day, he witnessed to a young man that he employed to do tasks around the house. That young man gave his life to Jesus and became a missionary to his own people group. Almost the whole tribe, people called the Karen, became Christians as a result of his witness. Since that time, decades ago, the Karen have remained committed to Jesus Christ, even though they are hated and persecuted by their own government. The persecution has led to many orphans, boys and girls whose parents refused to deny Jesus, even when they knew that they would die if they did not. This is Gabe Waddell, Executive Director of Remember, and we provide for an orphanage for these children of martyrs. Join us as we travel to northern Thailand to take them medical treatment. After flying into Bangkok's International Airport, we drive for 8 hours to the northern city of Mae Sot. There we meet the local Christians who will be our guides. Thailand is also a Buddhist nation, like Burma, but Christians there enjoy a lot of freedom of religion. Burma, on the other hand, has no freedom of religion. Just the opposite, in fact. The Burmese government sends its army every year to find and kill Christians. These Burmese Christians live in the jungles, in stick huts with thatched leaf roofs. Because the army hunts them down, they have to move almost every year to avoid being caught. If they are caught, though, these Christians must often pay the ultimate price. The soldiers do not hesitate to kill anyone who will not take Buddhism as their religion. And when the parents are killed, these children are often left without a home, without a provider, without a way to get food, and many end up here, in the Melha refugee camp. Inside the camp live thousands of people without any other place to call home. Our team has to climb the steep, muddy trails, by the bamboo houses, and the muddy creeks that the people drink from. But when we arrive at our orphanage, it is much different. There the children live in hope and comfort, with good food to eat, schooling to prepare them for life beyond the camp, and consistent, accurate Bible training. Here they have a chance to live with the other children, to play together, and to stay outside of the dangerous jungle. Our team gets to know them, even as we give them needed medical attention, medicines, and even dental work. And there we begin to hear their stories.
My name is Se Ray. I am 13 years old and my home is now in the refugee camp. When I was 3 years old, Burmese soldiers attacked our village. Since we left so quickly, we did not have time to bring anything from our home. My father and a friend returned to get some necessities, but on the way home they stepped on a landmine and were killed. When my family left the village to go to the refugee camp, there were many difficulties. Along the way I was very sick. There was no one to help us except for the Karenni soldiers and a pastor. When we arrived at the camp, my brother took care of my brothers and sisters and worked hard to provide for us. Since my father died when I was very young, I cannot remember the face of my father sometimes. When other friends call their father, I want to call as well, but I don't have the chance to. My hope is that one day I will be able to see him in heaven. I pray for my people and their suffering. I pray there will be peace in Burma.
Will you pray along with Se Ray?